Guess who just bought a whole heap of cheap tech and car stuff from Temu? Well, that would be me. Full disclosure, Temu has not sponsored this video, and if you go and buy brand name items on Temu, there's a good chance they're gonna be fakes. I got these because I thought they were interesting and very cheap. Let's see just how good they are. I can't wait to unbox them, so let's get started. Alright, we'll start things off with the smaller package, which, if I were to be reading it here, is, I think the really cheap action camera that I bought. Is it going to be as good as my DJI Osmo 4? Oh, probably not. So let's just rip it right open. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. This it may not have suffered too well when it comes to the shipping. We'll have to take a closer look at that one, I think.
You know you're off to a good start when one of the main selling points on the box is the 2-inch screen. Wear it, mount it, love it, enjoy it. I sure will try to.
And as we can see here, the knockoff GoPro comes with a reasonable amount of accessories. This is genuinely, I'd say, somewhat impressive. And honestly, I'm going to compare it to my Hero 3 because it has the same 1080p video capability. And although the Hero 3 is God knows how many years old now, probably like 12 or 13, we'll see if it can compare to the image quality of this camera.
With both cameras charged up and set to 1080p, I immediately see that the video preview from my old GoPro has a far wider field of view, but they'll do far better in the outdoors, that their rugged cases are designed for. This is what my Hero 3 sees. Definitely quite usable footage. And let's see the Temu action cam. That's not a wide field of view at all. Clearly the image is not really 1080p either, and compared to my old GoPro, that is honestly unbelievably bad quality. This is simply unusable. What a waste of resources. I guess if you want footage that looks like it was shot with an early 2000s flip phone, it can very much do that.
Okay, here we go. We have the big package, and oh my god, there's a lot of items in here. To be fair, I've sort of forgotten exactly what I've bought. There are just so many items, I can't exactly remember. Some of them car related, so you may see some of these items in a future car video. Ugh, oh my god. 100ml sponge plus towel? Oh, that must be some kind of cleaning product. I don't even remember buying that. And next we've got a cap to put over the washer fluid reservoir in my Festiva. Will it fit? That's a good question, I didn't measure it. Oh, there are just so many things in here. I can't believe how many items I actually bought. Oh my god, oh Jesus. Did I really buy all these? I mean, I guess I did. Oh god, why is it wet? This has been inside the whole time. It's been sitting inside for like the last week. It never got wet. There's water inside. That's probably not good. Oh god, look at all this. Look at all this stuff. Oh my god. That just never ends.
I spent exactly 200 Australian dollars on this whole order, and I'll be saving some of the car-related items for my next car video. Yes, I'll have one out very soon. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
Alright, and here we go. We have what I believe is a car scanner tool. I've got one of these because I don't actually own one myself. This one may or may not be any good. That's the only problem. Okay, well, I mean, it doesn't look completely horrible, and for the price I paid, we'll see. We'll have to delve in deeper to find out if this is any good. Yeah, honestly, it's pretty light, but it doesn't exactly have to be heavy. Of course, it is powered by the car itself with its ODB2 port. And we're going to have to see if this works with my Ford Festiva.
It turns out that both my 1992 Toyota Corolla and 1999 WF Ford Festiva have no ODB2 ports. Oh well.
Have you ever wanted to see something very far away using your phone with questionable quality and probably no degree of image quality whatsoever? Well, look no further than this thing here, which is apparently 8x zoom when I put this on the back of my phone. Well, let's find out, shall we?
To get the included mount sitting correctly, you'd likely have to remove your phone case. And after shooting some 4K video, I must say the optics are pretty poor quality, especially compared to the main phone lens. You'd might as well just crop the images from your phone's main lens. The clarity and quality will far exceed this cheap, supposedly 8x telescope.
Okay, here we have the binocular. I don't remember buying a pair of binoculars. I thought I bought a monocular. Like a single lens one, or maybe I bought two. Maybe I bought more than just that. All right, let's see what we got. All right, what do we got in here? Yeah, this thing is definitely not a binocular. It's only got a single... Okay, yeah, this is definitely not a pair of binoculars. Maybe binocular is singular for this, I'm not sure. We'll have to see exactly how it looks.
At 3 times the price of the 8 times telescope we just tried, is this 3 times as good? Oh yeah, this is honestly very impressive, especially looking through the lens with your own eye. I would recommend a tripod though when using it with your phone, as it's quite hard to keep stable.
Alright, and next up we've got the Lenovo ThinkPlus head-worn earphone. Are these real or are these fakes? Well, let's find out. I don't think we're going to have to care too much about the packaging, let's just say that. Alright, here we go. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, this packaging looks, I guess, somewhat legit. Hang on, what is that? Does that say made in China? Sorry, no, it says made. Okay, made, but the E is incredibly hard to see. Okay, I thought it said mad in China. Yeah, I think I would be too. Anyway, let's crack this open. TH30, I don't know what that means. Was this the model number? See, it's been so long since I bought this stuff, I don't actually remember. Okay, here we go, moment of truth. Slide it out and find out what we got. Oh, we bought white ones. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got. They don't feel horrible. I'd take that as a good start.
These headphones paired very easily through Bluetooth, but honestly, the sound is very distant and muddy, not clear at all.
It's not super pleasant, to be honest. I've definitely heard worse. Usually with cheap headphones, the main problem is the frequency response. I think they actually have a decent frequency response. It's not like it's missing bass, but it's kind of a bit muffled.
My friend Jack found them somewhat better run through his headphone preamp with a cable though.
They're not bad.
Coming in at a few dollars less are these Pure Music wireless headphones. The packaging states to handle them with great care and avoid using them while rigging a bicycle.
Are these any good? I mean, they're probably not going to be that great because they were so cheap. Obviously, these are a rip-off of Apple's, whatever you call these ones. I can't remember which ones they're called, but either way. They're clearly an Apple rip-off of some kind, aren't they? Let's not kid ourselves. These are clearly a knockoff of Apple's... I don't remember what they're called. How have I forgotten? You know, they're over-ear headphones. And at first glance, I mean, they look okay, but oh my god, yeah, they're pretty cheap. Yeah, you can tell that these are not a quality product. Do they sound good? We'll find out. I'm going to say probably not. But either way, I mean, for the price I paid, hey, at least you can look like you've got premium headphones.
Premium headphones if you look at them from several meters away perhaps. But honestly, these sound far better than the Lenovo TH30s we just tried. A much clearer sound.
Yeah, it's much better.
Alright, let's take a look at some earbuds. We've never done that before, have we? These ones, well, I'm not sure exactly what they're supposed to be a rip-off of. Either way, we'll have to see how they sound. They don't feel like the best quality just holding them in my hand here though.
Looks can be pretty deceiving I guess since these sound pretty clear. Honestly, for 10 Australian dollars these sound fine. And how about we try some far cheaper earbuds?
Alright, next up we've got some pink earbuds with a rather interesting design. Are you supposed to just slide them up or something? You pull them out? Oh, I see. Okay. You pull them out like this. Okay, cool. Let's see how they sound.
The price may be excellent, however the sound is super tinny and very unpleasant. I would not recommend these, even for the very low price. Although it is pretty neat to see that they have a charging status indicator display. Out of the 4 listening devices I purchased, the $10 white earbuds were my favourites.
Okay, here's one of the most exciting things that I bought. It is a LED projector, multimedia projector. Let's see exactly what I got. I can't remember if this thing is supposed to be any good. I mean, let's be real, it's a micro projector. It's not going to be particularly strong or have much of a throwing distance, is it? Oh, okay. First of all, we have a remote. You know what? You know what? It's very light, but, you know, it feels pretty solid. Next up, we have the projector itself in some packaging. Oh my god, that's kind of cool. Look at that. Oh, wow. Lens looks kind of cool. Wow, you know what? It feels somewhat reasonable quality, and I know I didn't pay much money for it. I'll put the exact price I paid in the corner there, but Alright, let's give it a try.
The product listing makes some fairly unbelievable claims, and once plugged into 5-volt power, it becomes immediately clear every specification is completely untrue. With the brightness at 100% in a dark room, it's still super dim. There is no auto keystoning, and the edges remain out of focus, even with the projector in an optimal position. The claim of fast focusing is also complete nonsense since it's entirely manual. H.264 video playback is unusable, with the image not even displaying correctly. It also can't display any photos or HDMI inputs correctly either. It's embarrassingly bad compared to this other micro projector that I've had for a few years now. This is truly a scam product. The entire product listing is a lie and untruthful. But if you want a refund on something you buy with Temu, you're pretty screwed. You have to send the item back, and only once they've inspected it, they reserve the right to refund you. In other words, you ain't getting a refund.
And if you know me, you'd know that I'm a huge fan of torches and small portable lights and things like that. I've got so many, and this thing was incredibly cheap. Is it any good? I don't know. I honestly don't remember exactly what it was. Once again, it's been so long since I bought this stuff. Oh, is this a torch or is this a lighter? Well, it's got a light on it. It comes with a USB-C cable, so I'll take that as a win. I can't exactly remember how this works. Ah! Okay, very bright light. And then there's a... You're supposed to like hold it. Oh, wow, that gets hot. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, don't touch that. Okay, fair enough. So this thing is a torch and also a lighter.
This is a cool little product, although mine appears to be faulty since it does not charge. The rechargeable 150 mAh battery probably won't last much longer, I would say.
Alrighty, and here we go. We have some cleaning fluids. I can't remember what exactly these are supposed to be cleaning for, but I got them, and there's many chemicals listed on them. Ooh, it's already... Oh, it's leaking everywhere. I can't remember. Is this stuff dangerous to get on your hands? It's literally leaking. Oh, that's probably what leaked inside the big bag, wasn't it? Oh god, I gotta get this off my hands. One sec.
Yeah, looking at the chemicals listed, you probably do not want to get those on your hands, I would say.
Okay, well, we've got some gloves. Here is the... Ew, it's definitely leaking. I can't even remember what this is. It's for cleaning something... Plastic renovator. Oh, this is supposed to fix yellowed plastics and brighten them, so it's probably got some chemicals that you don't want on your hands. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what this kit is. It's something for rejuvenating plastics, and yeah, it's clearly leaked everywhere. Yeah. We'll test it out, though.
And following the instructions, I began with a clean surface, a yellowed MacBook. And after spraying on the liquid, it says to wipe it off after 2 minutes. It says to repeat the process until the desired whitening is achieved. I did this about 5 or 6 times to the left side, but it doesn't appear to have been very effective. I feel as if it should be left on for more than 2 minutes, but I'm just following the provided instructions. Can you see a difference? Well, I sure couldn't. Both sides appear the exact same to me, sadly.
Oh, and one other thing I just noticed, one of the packages, I'm not sure which one, I didn't pay attention, has this thing that they're calling a strawberry sachet. I thought it was like a sachet of tea or something. It doesn't smell like anything, it has no scent, but it turns out that this is a silica gel thing that you're not supposed to eat. That seems kind of dangerous, having one that's apparently a strawberry sachet. That just seems kind of crazy to me.
Most of the remaining items I'm going to save for my next car video, but I've got 2 more that we'll check out before the end of this video.
And to keep myself safe, or something to keep in the car in the event of a very, very minor emergency, I've got a first aid kit of questionable size. I'm not exactly sure what's in it. Once again, I bought all this stuff without reading what's supposed to be inside, so let's unzip it and see exactly what's inside. Alright, we've got some tweezers, pins, some kind of bandage, some other kind of bandage packs. Oh, remember these. Honestly, you know, it's a reasonable little bag. You know, I've got some scissors as well and some tape. You know, this kind of stuff will help you in an emergency. However, I would recommend a much bigger kit if you're going to keep one in your car, because this won't get you very far. Okay, and next up we have one of the also hilarious frog masks. Frog eye masks, I should say. Well, I don't know if these are the genuine ones, but you can look pretty funny wearing one, I guess. I mean, it feels pretty soft and pretty comfortable. Oh, and it is stretchy too. So this actually might not be horrible to wear.
Well, some of the items were complete junk. Others did surprise me though. It is a real gamble whether you'll get a dud or not on this website. I honestly wouldn't waste your money on Temu. I did because I can make a video about it and have a bit of fun. Stay tuned to see the rest of the Temu items in my next car video. Have a good one. Feel free to check out some of my other videos as well, and a huge thanks to the channel members that continue to support my videos.